All right. Obviously, excited about what our football team did for most of the 60 minutes today. I told them after the ball game how you practice and how you prepare, in particular the last 48 hours, shows up on the field, and we were our best that we've been since I've been here, and excited for the guys. This was one that was important to our program, and as we continue to grow and build, and thought offense and defense did a ton of really good things in the first half, and most of the second half too. There's some things that we got to clean up on special teams, but a ton of positives here. So good win for our program, and opportunity for us to grow. Guys need to enjoy this one, today, and then move on and get better and get ready for the next one.
Questions? We'll start with Wes Rucker, then we'll go to Adam Sparks.
Yeah, Josh, I guess it's more than just the quarterback, but what did you think you saw from Hendon today? The numbers themselves look really good, and the accuracy seemed to be there most of the day.
I thought as much as anything, just great poise and understanding and command of what we're doing. They came out in a different structure in the core, and with some of our run games, he got his eyes in the right place to control an extra defender. I thought in the pass game he did a great job, was accurate and decisive all day long, and used his feet opportunistically, and was a huge part of us getting going early in the football game.
Yeah, Josh, when you took this job and you envisioned what your type of team, type of offense would look like, how close did this performance mimic what you thought it should look like?
Yeah, obviously some really, really positive things today. The ability to run the football, the ability to stretch the field vertically, to be accurate and consistent, and to be good on the few third downs that we had. But I said this to the players too. This is the tip of the iceberg. We're just scratching the surface of what we are capable of. There's a whole lot more for us in our growth. And I enjoy this one because they're hard to come by, but no different than the previous week. Let's come back on Monday and let's get better. If our kids continue to buy into that process and that mentality, we're going to continue to grow through this season.
David Pascal and Trey Wallace.
Hey, Josh, obviously you've continued with the theme wanting to get as good as you can as quickly as you can. I know this is just a 60-minute game, but how do you think, what does this mean on that front, do you think?
Well, the season is filled of one-game seasons. You look at scores across the country week to week. There's going to be variance in those. And for us, it's about a one-day mentality, one-week approach, continuing to grow. And when I say that we're in a race against ourselves to become as good as we can, as fast as we can, I mean, there's just an intrinsic internal battle you're fighting with yourself to push yourself to become your best. And today, from last week to today, there was a ton of growth. And that most of it's off the field and in our preparation. Our guys have had really good practice habits, but we continue to grow. I thought the last 48 hours were absolutely our best. Those things show up in how you play on the field too. So excited that our kids got this result. At the same time, I believe that they know, and our coaches know too, we got to come back and get better on Monday.
Hey, Josh, what does it say for your team where you had those injuries today along the offensive line, some on the defensive line, but other guys stepped up, even Aaron Beasley, Solon Page at the linebacker spot, and even on the offensive line, were you able to rush for so many yards without your starting center? What does it say about their tenacity and strength just to fight back in those certain situations?
Yeah, strength of one position or one spot can never be one guy. Next man up mentality. I thought for the most part our guys were ready when their opportunity come. They played at a really high level today and went out and executed, in particular on the offensive line. You saw that happen with the D-line, with Elijah getting nicked up early too, obviously at linebacker. We got to continue to push, and our young guys got to grow because they're going to have to play real meaningful snaps. And there were a lot of positives today in that aspect of guys stepping up and being ready to play.
Mike Wilson and Ben McKee.
Yeah, Josh, what allowed you from the run game perspective to be so successful today? And then Jabari left the game pretty early and didn't come back. Is he healthy?
Yeah, I will find out more on Jabari here as we go through the weekend and the early part of next week. You saw a few guys kind of get nicked up. A couple of them could have came back, we think, but held them. But we'll find out more on those guys as the week goes on. Your original question, I can't remember. I'm sorry. I'm going to ask you to repeat that.
Yeah, no problem. Just what allowed the run game to find so much success today?
Yeah, really different defensive structure early in the football game. I thought our kids handled it and communicated and got on the right guys, and their doubles went to the right guys, which sounds easy. It's really hard to do. I thought they handled that well in the early part of the football game. We were cleaner inside and on the edges, and when you do that, you give your running backs more space. I thought early in the football game, Jabari and Tyon did a great job of pressing the line of scrimmage, understanding the scheme and how it was being blocked and where to press it, and then the read take you to your next cut. And then, we were able to create some big explosive plays too, which I would assume, not having watched the tape yet, but our guys on the perimeter are probably doing a really good job in the run game blocking too to allow some of those big runs down the football field.
Josh, wanted to ask you about a couple of those youngsters that were filling in today. Just what'd you see from Laneith Whitehead, and then on defense, Tamarion McDonald and Christian Charles?
Laneith, didn't get any reps, coming back from shoulder surgery during the course of spring ball. Didn't know what we were really getting as a player. Just from first day of training camp to now, just, man, he's got great work habits and is starting to really grow. And I feel like there was growth early, but I feel like he's starting to pick up speed in his acceleration as a football player and what we're doing offensively and understanding how to play the running back position. A lot of really good things from him during the course of play today. Christian Charles is a young guy that is going to be a great player here. You guys have seen him be really consistent on special teams, make plays, got an opportunity today. I thought early in the football game did a good job at the safety spot. T-Mac, man, I love that kid. Just the way he pushes and competes and plays. You guys see that on special teams. Great to see him get an opportunity at safety. I thought there were a lot of positives early from him. A couple things maybe in the pass game that late in the ball game he can clean up.
Patrick Brown and Cal.
Yeah, Coach, this is your first SEC win at Tennessee. Does it take any extra value? Do you let yourself enjoy it maybe a little more today before kind of moving on?
Not really. I'm going to enjoy this one, take a shower, get on the bus, start watching the film, and we'll start corrections from there. But, it was great, nothing personal for me really in this other than, I wanted our players to get a result that showed the type of work that they're putting in. And, sometimes the results come when they come, but our guys have been continuing to grow together, continuing to compete, continue to grow or buy into what it takes to play at a consistent high level. And this was good growth this week. Excited for them and then ready to get back on a plane, get back to Knoxville and get ready for the next one.
Hi, Josh. That was your first trip back to Furrow Field since leaving here. Surprised at all that it was made this easy for you?
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
Were you surprised at all that it was at times this easy for you today?
There's even when it looks easy, there's nothing easy in this football game, not in this conference, and unique to be able to come back to a place that we spent a couple of years as a family, loved. Our time here and what we were a part of building inside of this program. Got a chance to see a handful of guys that were still here, when I was here and enjoyed those moments to have an opportunity to speak with those guys too.
Adam Sparks and back to David Pascal.
Yeah, Josh, I know every week is different, but can you use this as a template for games moving forward with your guys?
Yeah, I mean, we can use it as a template in how we prepare. Absolutely. The type of focus and strain that you have to put in every single day, what it looks like in the locker room when you get to the stadium, getting off the bus before kickoff, what it looks like in the hotel on Friday night and Saturday morning. Absolutely can use that as a template. The scheme and all that, yeah, it's a part of who we are and our guys are playing really hard. So in that way, yes. But you got to fight for it every week, man. This is a tough game played by tough men. You got to be prepared and be ready to go.
Josh, I know the offensive numbers were pretty eye-popping. Just kind of wanted an overall assessment of the D. I think you had 5 lost yardage stops in that first quarter. You had a couple interceptions, and I think that for most of the game, they just only had that one offensive score.
Yeah, I thought defensively we played really well. After their initial touchdown, I thought we played with suffocating energy and strain to the football. It wasn't just one guy making a tackle. There were a bunch of guys there. White shirts were breaking from the core on pass plays. Thought we played tight coverage. I thought we lost some guys in the middle of the field on scrambles and maybe a boot over. But for the most part, a lot of really good things. Thought their outside zone run game had been a huge part of what they had done. I thought we handled that pretty well for most of the day.
Last question, Wes Rucker.
Yeah, Josh, I know that I'm sure y'all look at every player as not a scholarship guy or a walk-on guy, but Pierce is a guy who's been a walk-on, obviously, at Tennessee. What have you seen from him to keep him in the mix, and what do you think of a guy like that getting in the end zone today?
Yeah, once you're here, it doesn't matter. You're part of the Tennessee football program. Everything's earned once you step inside of our building. He's a guy that's just been super consistent. He hasn't missed anything since I've gotten here. He cares about his teammates. He's going to give you everything that he has every minute of every day. He understands and knows his job inside and out, and cares about his teammates, man. Like the way that he is on the practice field, cheering and encouraging guys, to the way that he is on the sideline on game day. Next man up, he gets his opportunity, takes full advantage of it.
Thank you, Coach. We'll have players shortly.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.